Welcome back, everybody. Stephen Mead here with Domicile Real Estate for people who love houses, which is hopefully you, because this is another one of our installments of window shopping. And, I always say how excited I am to feature the houses. The reality is, one of the best things about working in real estate when you love architecture, best and worst things, is all the cool houses that you come across. And this one is pretty special. And in the world of architect and well-designed homes, there's a very, very special subcategory of that, and that is situations where an architect or a designer has designed their own house. And when you see that, you can see really what a difference that makes. It looks like it was the brainchild. I mean, it was designed for one person, right? And it was somebody who, kind of put all their own thoughts and energy into it. It's a situation where a designer knew their client the best because it was themselves. So I want to feature this house. It's also in a great, great neighborhood, arguably one of Pasadena's best neighborhoods, if not the best neighborhood in Pasadena to be in. So without further ado, we're going to jump in and I'm going to take a look and show you 1439 Lita Street in Pasadena. I'm actually going to go in. This is not our listing. It's listed by Cynthia Luchiski of DPP. However, we would love to represent your interests as a buyer. And if you're a buyer, you should want your interests represented. I'm going to show you a map picture here really quick, just so you can have an idea of where this house is. So if you have ever been to the Rose Bowl, and I'd imagine a lot of you have been to the swap meet at the Rose Bowl before, if you were to kind of look to the northwest and see all the houses in the hills in the Linda Vista neighborhood, that's where this home is located. Really, one of the most prestigious addresses in all of Pasadena. Really, just a great, great area. So, this is not a big house. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a little over 1,600 square feet on a lot that is almost 9,000 square feet. What I love about this house is it has this beautiful spread out feel to it. I am going to caution you, awesomely designed house, awesome neighborhood, not cheap. $1.8 million for 1,634 square feet might seem like a lot, but this is something that we call a lifestyle house, meaning you are buying this because of the lifestyle it affords you. What is it like to live in a home like this? So starting off, heading towards the front door, one of the things you notice just is how much open glass there is in this house. You can see approaching through here, there's kind of garden corner, and this is out to the back. The whole back side of this house is glass. Just a little bit of an aside here, something that I want to mention is this home was built in 1946, and this really predates a lot of sort of that modern ranch movement that we saw in the 1950s. This is a house that was really ahead of the curve, and kind of the giveaway is how much these windows are divided. And a big reason for that is actually glass technology at the time. Big plate glass windows just were a lot harder to make at that point in time in the 1940s, immediately following World War II. So you see these smaller windows like this. This is this huge great room, right, that you see that is really glass, essentially on 2 sides. It goes all the way through the house. Beautiful fireplace, simple and elegant, which is my favorite. And then this is looking towards that back side of the house. In this large backyard space, we got some grass and really a lot of layering plants that give you a sense of privacy. I'm a big fan of having privacy because it's something in Southern California that with our smaller lots, we typically don't get. So you need to create that look with landscaping. This is that great room again. The fireplace kind of provides the dividing line here between a dining area and that living room space. So if you come through here, this is the kitchen space. A lot of these renovations look like they were done at some point in the 1990s. Exactly when, I don't know. And I'll even be honest, I think this was a very good look for the 90s. It's obviously very well done. Some of these things I think are a little louder than I would like. I feel like a home like this, it doesn't need to scream at you. The architecture is beautiful on its own. You don't have to be so loud with it. Obviously, this was a high quality renovation when it was done. They also didn't really modify a lot of the things in the house that couldn't be changed to something else. The windows are all original and intact, but you look, there's a Sub-Zero refrigerator here. You've got some unique ceiling details down this hallway, storage. This is the primary bedroom. Really some interesting ceiling details. I'm not quite sure that these were original to the house. I think the skylights might be, but some of these design was clearly to add some interest. Built-in desk here, and this kind of workroom space. I'm not quite sure whether this is included in that bedroom count or not. I'm kind of thinking it isn't based on the square footage of the house. It's 1,600 square feet. This feels a lot more like 2 bedrooms plus kind of this office work area. And this is that backyard space. There's a bathroom again, which feels very 90s, 90s, but very high-end 1990s. And in a way, you know, I think your immediate reaction if I told you a house had a 90s bathroom would be to think of neon lights and tempered glass, which no neon lights here, but it does have the tempered glass. You might cringe a little bit, but this is so well done to the point that I don't know if I would actually change it. We've got uplighting, new doors in this primary bedroom, slate floor, built-ins. Again, is this the direction that I would go now in a house like this? No, I probably would renovate a little bit more classically, you know, clear stained satin walnut, things like that that are a little bit more timeless maybe. But, you know, a lot of effort went into doing this, and I feel like it's extraordinarily well done. So I'd be a little reticent to change it. I think this is one of those houses, and I've mentioned this before to people, you really want to live in the house for about 6 months to a year before you make any big changes on a house like this. You know, a lot of the things might be different than what you're used to, and your inclination is to change them to what you're used to. But the reality is when you do that, you're kind of shortchanging yourself. And I frequently had clients who 6 months down the line, 6, 12 months, had very different ideas about what they wanted to do to the property after living in it and maybe even understanding it a little bit better. Again, we've got this backyard, beautiful garden, patio spaces. You know, one of the things that I really just enjoy about this house is this isn't a huge lot. 9,000 square feet is not huge, but look at the level of privacy and these kind of unique little spaces that have a purpose. This is kind of a little bit of a studio structure. Over here, it is air conditioned. They've kind of cleaned it up, though. I can see that looks like an older air conditioned wall unit there. They've kind of created what could be an extra little workspace. Looking back in again the house, one of the cool things about these homes like this is the way they light up at night. They get that kind of shadow box like effect or jewel box where they're kind of lit from within. And it's really something special. And you just have to love how progressive this house is and really how ahead of its time it was for 1946. I mean, they were probably a good 8 to 10 years ahead of the curve on it. Really just a beautiful, beautiful example in a great neighborhood. Really hard to go wrong with something like this. So, you know, when you're looking at homes like these, I think one of the choices that you have to make as an architectural home buyer is that a lot of the traditional things that matter to other buyers don't matter so much to you. So for example, a lot of the clients we work with, budget is definitely an overriding factor, but if we ask them how many bedrooms, they'll say, well, we could make it work with 2, but sure, or 4. Square footage, there is a huge range, right? They want to look at something that's going to represent an interesting and inspirational place to live. And as long as it kind of meets these minimum square footage requirements, like the minimum they need, they're not so concerned about that. And you know, that's the reason why homes like this that aren't that big can command such a big price, because someone's looking really at the kind of holistic experience of living in a home like this. You know, really just a masterpiece of design in a great neighborhood in Pasadena, very high quality of life. You can practically walk, I think, or bike to the Rose Bowl swap meet, second Sunday of every month. Yeah, pretty much that's it. I think if you'd like to take a look at this house and check it out, obviously let us know. We would love to show it to you. It has just hit the market. It is only 1 day on the market. Showings will be this weekend. I'm trying to think what else. If you or anyone you know are interested in architectural homes and would like help finding an architectural home or selling an architectural home here in Southern California, absolutely reach out to us. We would love to work for you. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you will hear about our other videos on YouTube. And then finally, if you are looking for kind of a bit more of a neutral real estate app, we have one in the App Store. It's under Domicile RE. There is a link down below in the description of this video. We don't sell your data to third parties. You don't get spammed with tons of ads, just easy searching for houses. So houses, not hassles. Any questions, comments? We always love those too. Don't be afraid to reach out, and we'll see you again real soon.